Really. Hello viewers, welcome to Dailies on TVRC. I am Agetunde Sami Vincent. Joining me in the studio this morning is...
Here
with me I have Punch newspaper and I also have TVRC news log.
And with me I have Vanguard.
On the front page of Punch newspaper, APC may unveil Tinubu running mate Wednesday and the party focuses on Northeast. Again, on the same pages of Punch newspaper, gunmen abduct Anglican bishop wife in Oyo and they demand 50 million ransom. And again, on the front page of the Punch newspaper, I won't withdraw from senatorial race despite threats, Ogun State PDP candidate says. Again, on the same front page of Punch newspaper, Ekiti killing, security agencies douse tension over fear of reprisal. Now, Mr. Samuel, this morning, gunmen abduct Anglican bishop wife in Oyo and they demand 50 million. What is your take on that?
It's something that is, I can't say that it is new to us in this country, but it's something that is a big slap to the country at large, that these people are still having their ways into the life of people, into the life of the citizens in the country.
It's very serious.
That they are still abducting an Anglican bishop, demanding, and his wife, demanding for a whole 50 million naira, right? I say that the level of insecurity in the country is now getting absorbed to the extent that people are even not, the life of people, of the citizen at large is not even safe in the country again. No matter the hierarchy, no matter the position you hold in Nigeria, it doesn't matter if you're a pastor, reverend, venerable, cleric, or herbalist, or whatever you call yourself.
Even herbalist.
Even herbalist.
Even anybody who work carelessly will be kidnapped.
So there is no regard for anybody in the country again. Even the states we're high in Nigeria today, and this one is pointing to what is going to happen before the election, which is coming up in 2023, because as our president, well, I don't want to go there right now, but my take on that is that it is too bad. It is too bad. And
don't forget, recently the prelate of Methodist was kidnapped.
Yes.
And the kidnappers, they demanded for the sum of 100 million.
Yes.
And within the tinkle of the highs, the church raised the money to save the life of the prelate.
Yeah.
Now, do you see this as a kind of a pointer, as a kind of a way, as a kind of a rejigging, as a kind of a way for the kidnappers who kidnapped this Anglican bishop's wife to say that if Methodists could raise 100 million, then Anglicans should be able to raise 50 million to release for the release of the woman?
I wouldn't blame those Methodist people that raise 100 million naira. Let's look at the issue of Chibok girls. You know that we still have remnant of Chibok girls in the den of Boko Haram. We still have them there. So these people, they know they value what they have. They know that if they don't see these people, some things might not be running. And depending on federal government, they know that this thing may tarry. It may take a long time. Federal government will stand on their two tentacles that they are not going to pay ransom, and things will continue to be tilted. Okay. That is what I guess. But it's not encouraging. It's not encouraging at all.
Okay. Let's look at that of the Ekiti killing. Security agencies douse tension over fear of reprisal. Do you think this issue of, for example, let's look at the St. Francis Catholic Church Owo. What happened there? Some would think it's a kind of ethnic cleansing. Maybe it's the Hausas that want to kill the Yorubas. And just because of that particular attack, you see, don't forget that virtually in every community we have Hausa community too.
Oh, yes.
For example, in your state where you have the Sabu, yes. When you go to those states you have the Sabu, you also have the Mami whatsoever, you have Shasha markets, you have Sabu markets, you have all these Mami markets, being preoccupied by the Hausas. Don't you think it's high time we call a spade a spade? We call a terrorist a terrorist. We call a kidnapper a kidnapper. Don't you think it's high time we stop this attitude of attributing ethnicity to any form of insecurity in Nigeria?
If you want to, then who will declare them wanted?
Well, I mean, that's why there's what we call, that's why we have the rule of law.
Okay.
We have the police security operatives to do their job.
If that is the case, the law itself does not give rooms to that. It is the presidency that can say that, okay, the situation of the country, the security of the country has grown worsened to the extent that they should declare a state of emergency. That, okay, this is what is going on. And I think in Nigeria, with what we are having now, we should declare a state of emergency, and I think that is what they are trying to do at. Is
it to declare the state of emergency or security?
Or insecurity in the country. I read the news about that Ekiti State extend their money to when.
No, it's Ondo State.
Ondo State. Sorry, rather. This should show us the part of that they are trying to declare a state of emergency on insecurity in the state, which has been spreading across the nation at large, across the country at large. The consequences of this thing when they say that this thing are going to be shut down for a short period of time, or their economic growth, there will be economic growth meltdown at that particular period of time. People will be down.
Yeah, that reminds me also, because the governor, Arakurin Akredolu, said that the flag should be flown at half-mast. Okay. And again, I think it's a signal to show the world that this killing will not just go unattended to.
Yes.
And even people, according to the governor, when the likes of the bishops of the western region, the likes of Bishop Abiguni, Bishop from Ekiti Diocese, from Ilorin Diocese, when they came together to pay kind of a condolence visit to the governor said that those who are going to be buried, they'll be buried in a particular place.
Yes.
Where it's going to be like a park, where people can always visit anytime, any day, so that their killing will not just be in vain. So I think on those states trying to pass a message across to the general populace that you may want to, you cannot kill our strength, you cannot kill our courage, no matter what happened. I think, in my opinion, that's what the government is trying to do.
That one is also good, but we should look for a way that such thing will not happen again. It's just, see, this Max Beria getting an apartment for cemetery or something else, that does not solve the case. It doesn't solve the case at all, and that does not put cold water, or that does not bring the dead back to life. But what we should put in place is the security. We should revive the security of the state, so that such incidents will not come up again. Okay, let's say that such incidents still come up again, because I have the news that people who are killed in some part of Nigeria, in the south part of the country, made like 30 or 45 minutes ago. So are we going to be having that kind of mass burial and just having a private burial for them, so that people will be remembering them, and what? That is not the...
That is very deep there. That's very deep. Just because I wouldn't want us to exhaust more time on this, because we still have other papers. But let me just add this briefly, that what do we do? I think it is high time we call a spade a spade. The Constitution, what is it saying? And again, when you look at the whole situation in the country, apart from the Constitution, we are talking about security operatives. What are the numbers of the security operatives we have in this country? Like I said, we have less than 500,000 security operatives to take care of 200 million Nigerians. I think it's high time we call a spade a spade.
I see something to that. What I want to say to that is this. There are some security agencies in Nigeria that you cannot just see them outside. There are some security agencies that are meant for the...
Either DSS, or the NDLEA, or the EFCC, or the ICPC. If you put them all together, I'm telling you, they are less than a million.
Yes.
Less than a million. So, okay, just take a million out of 200 million.
But what I want...
It's still not making sense.
What I wanted to know, where I'm driving at is this. The expertise among them are few. The expertise, the way they train the Mopo is different from the way they train the soldiers. The way they train the soldiers is different from the way they train the police. That is why we see that, okay, when things are getting tougher, they will say that, okay, it is the soldiers that can take part, that can handle it. But what I want them to know is that they should be given an equal training, so that, the people they are facing, the police are facing, they are having ammunitions, and those of the soldiers, they are having ammunitions. But if you train soldiers with ammunition like bombs and the rest, and you don't train police with how to demonize bombs or any other thing, you know, there will be problem in the country. So whoever knew that or what, there will be an explosion at all.
All right, we're actually taking this because we're talking on this because it's so pathetic and it's so, you know, it's something we don't really want to. We pray that it will not just happen in this country anymore. Now let's look at just before we go to the what's it called, to the Vanguard. Let's look at the TVRC news log. Okay. And the front page of TVRC news log, Bishop Kaigama says something, said that June 12th, there's nothing to celebrate. And if I may ask, do you think the bishop is making any sense? The Archbishop of Abuja, Metropolis.
If there's something more than making sense in what they have said, or the headlines, is more than making sense. The man is making sense.
You think there's not to celebrate?
Because I don't want to, because this is social media, I don't want to go down to what the president said yesterday. Okay. As in, to me, I see no, I don't see the limelight of democracy in Nigeria even right now. I have never seen that okay, we are democratic nations or a country in this country, because the interest of people of the citizens of the country are not being protected.
Okay.
So that is why if the rights of the people are being protected in the country, these things that we are facing in the country wouldn't have been coming to existence.
All right, just let's just pick few before we move to the Vanguard news. Okay. This one is saying prepare agenda for on the pages of TVRC. There's a part that says prepare agenda for presidential candidate by Sheriff Dean Taylor. There's another one. I will not relinquish my senatorial ticket to Akpabio, the DIG says. This is coming from Akwa Ibom. And here, in Oyo State, the senatorial ambition of one of the then honorable, that's Honorable Pella. There's a speculation that says that Pella may be dumping APC from that party. All right, viewers at home, this is where we are going to end the program for today. Do join us next time for another exciting episode. Until then, we remain your humble host, Akitunde Aksame Vincent, and you.
I'm Oyedo Kumadidoyin Samuel.
All right.
Thank you.